Okay, daily booth rental is something that I have never thought about before. And so now that I have daily booth rental, I have people that are wanting to transition from full-time to going daily booth rental because maybe some things have changed in their life. Maybe they need to cut down because they're having a baby and they just want to be there a few days. Here are some rules that you need to consider whenever you are thinking about offering daily booth rent for your hairstylist. For one, daily booth rent should be charged in advance. If you don't charge your daily booth rent in advance, what ends up happening is you get ladies that will reserve a booth with you, and then if their clients don't come, now all of a sudden you've reserved a booth for the day for a hairstylist or, whatever you rent for, and then they don't show because their clients don't show up, which is none of your problem. They are just leasing a space from you. Okay, so you have to make sure that you get your daily booth rent in advance. I try to get mine at least 24 hours in advance. Because sometimes people just get clients at a whim, So with that, you have to have a system set up. You have to have a way that you're going to do it. Whenever you're collecting booth rent, it is always best to collect your booth rent from one system. Trust me. Okay. One system. When I was collecting booth rent from PayPal and then collecting booth rent in cash and in checks and then deducting it from credit card transactions at one point in time, and it was just all over the place whenever it came down to doing bookkeeping. So whatever system you choose to collect your booth rent, which if you are a hairstylist that works in the salon and you also handle the administrative stuff the way most small salon owners do, like myself, then you have to find systems to put in place to make things easier for you so that you don't go crazy. Okay, it's too much technology in the world for you not to take advantage of it. The next thing that you're going to have to worry about is if you have a daily booth renter, they need to know and understand that they don't have an assigned booth. They can call you and see what you have available. And if you have something available that day, a daily booth rental or suite rental is on a first come, first serve basis. So that means that a daily booth renter is someone that has not committed to necessarily investing their time and energy and money into the salon that they are at. And by money, I mean like their booth rental or their commission or whatever the situation may be. So with that, the daily booth renters usually, in my opinion, should not take part in things like specials and things like that for clients. So for example, at Melvira's Hair Studio, we use a system called Vagaro, which means that the stylists that are committed to Melvira's Hairstylists as full-time booth renters, they automatically get a free software that comes with scheduling that allows myself to schedule them whenever I can't take clients, and it also allows them to schedule each other, and it also gives them an opportunity to set up kind of tag teams to where they can see what other stylists have going on. So if it's a hair braider that can't do a trim in the state of Arizona, then they can look and see if another hairstylist is available at the same time and kind of set the appointment up without having to hang up with the client, make a bunch of phone calls, text, wait, blah, blah, blah. It just makes it more difficult for the client and more aggravating for the client when it's all this back and forth between text or email. Text and email is good, but it's good when it's like straightforward. Can you schedule me on this day? Yes. What would you like done? I would like this done. Okay, I'm available this date. Boom. But once you start going back and forth through email and text message more than 2 or 3 times, it becomes a nuisance and information gets lost. Things get taken out of context. I've seen it all the time. Trust me. So the next thing is, if you're paying for a software for them, you need to ensure them that the software is not included when they are on a daily booth rent. The next thing is going to be your key. Booth renters that are committed to your salon should have access at all times. If you are, or at least during the business hours, they should have access if you are a booth rental salon, because you want your girls to be able to come in and make money and do whatever they have to do. Some salons say just during business hours, and when they got that door open, you can come in. Some salons say you can come in 24/7 or whatever the case may be. At Melvira's Hair Studio, our ladies booth rental covers you from Tuesdays through Saturdays. And then anything outside of that, there's an additional fee for working those days, which I suggest that all salon owners do, because your business is more at risk for anything to go wrong whenever you are open. When it's closed, you can rest easy. When it is open, there is risk for robbery. There's risk for thievery. There's risk for issues happening at the salon. Like, you're on call when the salon is open, pretty much. And it costs money for those lights and all of that stuff to come on whenever people are coming into the salon. Every time those lights come on, there is an average fee that your salon is charged per day by the electricity company, and whatever bills you pay, your water company, your everything, products are being used. And so you need to be charging a fee if people are going to be coming in on days that are not calculated into your budget for running the salon. The next thing, I think I said the key, they have access, but if you have a daily booth renter will not have the same access as a regular booth renter. A daily booth renter calls you ahead of time. They schedule a day, and then you make sure that they have access on that day. Now, the only thing about that is if you don't have an automated keypad that allows them in and out of the salon on certain days, or it's computerized, then you're going to have to get off of your butt on that day, whatever it is, to ensure that that person can get in and out of the salon, or you're going to have somebody available to open the salon for them, which whenever you give somebody else administrative duties, you'd hope it'd be somebody that would do you a favor, but you're oftentimes going to end up having to discount somebody's booth rent for having to handle more responsibility for you, or you're going to have to pay them a little something, or there's got to be some benefit. Nothing is free. What else? If you're selling retail, so now you have to consider if people are selling retail, you have to consider how your daily booth renters will sell retail. Will they sell retail as a daily booth renter? Or because, for example, at Melvira's Hair Studio, our booth renters are people that our full-time booth renters get 10 to 15% of a commission for the products that they sell. But if they are a daily booth renter, that means that there's no way to track what they sell. Okay, so that means that you have a daily booth renter in your salon, which you can't track the retail that they sell. So then it means, do you sell them product or do you not sell them product? Are they allowed to sell product in your shop? I have a clause in the shop that if I am selling something, you can't sell it. It's just that simple, because that's just business. Like, we can't be doing big bank, little bank. You doing your small bank business inside my big bank, So these are definitely some things that you want to consider. And then the next thing is, I think that's about it, that what you would have to consider. Do you still provide towels and things like that for a daily booth renter? I think daily booth renters should provide every single thing that they need, including their capes and all of that. But if you have a daily booth renter, they should definitely be providing all of those things. And if there is a team culture that's going on at your salon, unfortunately, a daily booth renter will not be able to take advantage of those things because they're not committed. In business, it's I scratch your back, you scratch my back. A daily booth renter is not committed to your salon at that time. You don't know if they're going to stick around. You don't know if they are going to be a daily booth renter forever. It's just you operating without commitment. Now, some salons do have like, you know, smaller contracts where you could do part-time and all of that stuff. But at Melvira's Hair Studio, we're not in a position to have some people that want to work part-time and some people that want to work full-time, because the original goal of Melvira's Hair Studio was to hire passionate, purpose-driven hairstylists. And so for that reason, I got rid of my part-time position, because it just allowed people to get their feet wet and not really determine if they want to jump in or jump out or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, I feel like getting rid of the part-time position allowed me to see who was really committed to the team and who is just kind of figuring their life out and things like that. So those are some things that you do have to consider whenever you are doing daily booth rental. Definitely has to be paid in advance. They do not get a key. If you can invest in a keypad for them to get into the salon at certain times, that would be great. Other than that, that's all we've got. So have a great day.